And it was the night Bill Clinton was elected. I noticed it on the TV. Nick was going to be a writer. He always said he'd be a writer, and he could have been a writer. I mean, in that, the things I read were good. However, he just couldn't bring himself to produce. He dabbled in all sorts of different forms, trying to write these high drama crime things, which he thought he could just sell and make his money writing real art. A ridiculous proposition. I was reading Zorba the Greek. I told him to write Zorba the Greek, but not in ancient Greece. He told me of his desires for other women and thought he would place that into erotic novels. Oh, good God. Pick one. Before the Key West foray with conch shells and beach lounges and nursing drinks and trying to soak up an experience, with none of us knowing what was next in our lives. We went to the Hare Krishna temple. I go to Hare Krishna temples everywhere I can. Went to one in London. Went to one in Miami. This one in Miami was not a lot of fun. The Christians are a welcoming bunch. I know. You think, oh, the folks in the airport or the marches, or that's what I always heard anyway. Or are they going to put drugs in your food? I'm like, well, that's cool with me. They never did. Lots of sugar. No garlic, no onions, no mushrooms, no meat. Christian doesn't like these things. They are aphrodisiacs. Sex, only when required for procreation, is one of the many reasons I would not become a Hare Krishna. But I like their food and I like their fellowship. In Miami, though, they lined us up like prisoners getting their slop. They made us sit through a didactic lecture. It wasn't like the dancing and the fun and the free form and the devotees serving us like it was in London. But we met two friends, and these two friends had weed. They became our co-conspirators and erstwhile hosts in Miami. But in Miami, everything was bad. And we didn't know how to get out. But we had to go somewhere, because we couldn't stay there anymore. I ran up Nick's phone bill. Sorry. Making calls to old friends in Rhode Island. Hey, remember you told me about some friends that you knew in Florida have a big farm somewhere that like are back to the land, and they're like making a community, intentional community. Oh yeah, I just can't remember. Oh shit. What do we know? Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, anyone know anyone? We ain't got nothing to get nowhere. Halloween, we stayed out all night sleeping on South Beach. Late night forays with our amigos. One studied to be a recording tech. The other never really figured out what he was doing. Between bartending gigs, the city was trashed. The buildings were busted out. And two skinny Canadian white boys with long blonde hair stood out immensely. We did not belong. But we find Cuban sandwiches and Cuban coffees and wandered the streets. A hostel had a job opening. I had a U.S. passport. I could make enough to figure out. A barge carrying garbage to New York or something to protest waste was going to be coming into port. Maybe we could get on board as volunteers. It sounds horrible, but it is forward momentum. Do we dare hitchhike to Florida? Sounds like a terrible idea. After just about getting shot up 3 times on a hitchhike from South Carolina to Rhode Island on I-95 in November. That's a bad idea. We discovered the cheesy bars had alcoholic slurping machines, slushy machines, in a variety of different flavors. And you could nurse one for hours, sitting on the beach just waiting for something to happen. Then I came up with an idea. I've done these drive-away cars before, where you deliver a car from one place to another. You pay gas, and forms, you give them a deposit, and away you go. So I start looking for these places. I start calling. They all want ridiculous deposits, but I find one that sounds a little low end. Well, let's take a car from here, $150 or $300, and we pay for the gas, and we take it to Dallas. Problem is, we got strange Canadian ID, but we got no cash, so we're gonna try anyway. It looks like a set from a early 70s cop drama like Barney Miller. All smoky wood, blinds turned, block out glaring light. A bunch of guys wisecracking behind the desk. Old machinery and equipment. Typewriters. Cash registers. Long analog buttons. The wrinkled-faced old Jewish man behind the desk starts writing to us, grilling us, trying to figure out who we are and what kind of scam we're running. We don't fit in Miami. It is time for us to leave. We make our story as simple as possible. We're students. We've been on a study exchange, and if you just say you're roaming, they'll never give you the car. Oh no, we gotta get back to start school. Parents are expecting us. Give us the car, give us the car. We get the car. Borrowing money from Nick on a bad check. We promise we'll send it right back as soon as we get to Dallas. We got a couple bucks for gas. For the Canadian $100 bill that was in my shoe through the entire Europe trip. A soggy, flaccid, stinking Canadian bill that any bank was loath to accept, but it netted me $62 US. This will get us started with gas and beer. It was the most money we'd seen in a long time. The car was a Mazda sedan with various following characteristics. Battered metallic, dark blue purplish paint that sort of changed colors from the angle that you looked at it. Homemade done, complete deep purple tinting on the rear windows and back window and on the front side windows. Dark tinting through 3/4 of the windshield, said tinting, peeling, fading, bubbling, cracking, etc. Back seats that folded down to give access directly to the trunk. Velour seats. Ashtrays filled with cigarette butts. We set out at night onto Alligator Alley in these circumstances.